गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत नः शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। सरस्वत्यै नमो नित्यं भद्रकाल्यै नमो नमः। वेदवेदान्तवेदाङ्ग विद्यास्थानेभ्य एव च सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। हरि ओम। नमः श्री शंकरानंद गुरुपादाम्बुजन्मने सविलास महामोह ग्राह ग्रासैक कर्मणे। We'll see 13th verse, page 82. स्वयमेवानुभूतित्वात् विद्यते नानुभाव्यता ज्ञातृज्ञानान्तराभावात् अज्ञेयो न तत्सत्तया माधुर्यादि स्वभावानाम् अन्यत्र स्वगुणार्पिणाम् स्वस्मिंस्तदर्पणापेक्षा नो न चास्त्यन्यतर्पकम् नो न चास्त्यन्यदर्पकम् अर्पकान्तरराहित्ये अप्यस्तेषां तत्स्वभावता अप्यस्तेषां तत्स्वभावता मा भूत्तथानुभाव्यत्वम् बोधात्मा तु न हीयते स्वयं ज्योति भवत्येषः पुरोस्मात् भासते खिला तमेव भान्तमन्वेति तद्भासा भास्यते जगत् तद्भासा भास्यते जगत्. So we had seen that this third chapter, which is called Panchkosh Viveka. In this Panchkosh Vivek, you were seeing there are 4 topics based on second chapter of Taittiriya Upanishad. What are those 4 topics? Vilakshanatvam, Nihitatvam of the Atma, Atmatvam of the Atma, and Anantatvam of the Atma. That this self is different from 5 koshas. Number 2, that this self is nihit, internal in 5 koshas. Number 3, this self is of the nature of Atma only. And number 4, this self is nature of infinitude, anantata. Okay? These 4 things were seen. So 2nd to 12th verse was the topic of Vilakshanatvam. Atma is different than all 5 koshas. 13th and 14th was Nihitatvam. It is internal. And now, from the verse number 13th, 11th and 12th was 13th to 27th is the topic of Atmatvam. What is the Atmatvam? Where you were. So disciple had asked the question that if all the koshas are negated, then nothing will be there. If you remember. So answer was given, it's not that nothing will be there. When all the koshas are negated, who is the one who experiences the absence and presence of koshas? One who experiences the presence of koshas and absence of koshas, he will not be a part of any koshas. This we saw. So, yen tamko nivaret. Then who will be that? How do we know that there is something like that? And who knows that? And it was given from 13th on 13th, which we saw Swayamevanubhutitvat Vidyate nanubhavyata Gyatru jnanantara bhavat Agniyo natu asattaya. What is that? Swayam ev anubhutitvat. Very, very typical point. Because everything in this world is known by something else. Everything includes a thought, knowledge and knowing. Supposing I know the book, so book is known by somebody else other than book. Book does not know the book. Body does not know the body. Mind does not know the mind. Intellect does not know the intellect. So then who knows? This is the question there. So by this in understanding, the student thought that self is also known by something else other than self. So the answer is given, you are not right, sir. Why? Swayam ev anubhutitvat. This self is not known by other thing other than itself. It's very, very new point. New point in the means that there is only thing which is not known by something else. Acha, na anubhavyata. It is not the object of experience. And there is no knower known tendency in the self. Jnatru jnanantara bhavat. Agneya. Agnya means it is unknown, not objectifiable. It does not mean it cannot be known, ignorance. Non-objectifiable. But it is existing. Achha, achha, achha. And the example of sweetness was given, if you remember. That sugar can give sweetness in the water, but nothing else can give sweetness to the sugar. Neither there is something else existing than other sugar to give sweetness. So, arpak antarrahitye. Arpak, there is no arpak means lender. So, api asti esham tat svabhavata. Its nature is sweetness. Ma bhut tathanubhavatvam. This we saw yesterday. He is giving an answer. Bodhatma natu hiyate. It is not experienced. Natu hiyate. This we saw, if you remember. Dekho, dhyan dena, this is very, when we know any object, I had mentioned about vritti vyapti and phal vyapti, but any object, when it is known, it needs a medium to know it. Without medium, you know. Even here also you are seeing because light is there. And your eyes are also working. Or the thought is also there. So light is there, eyes are working, thought is there, then intellect is there, then samskar is there. There are so many mediums because of which you can know something. Yeah. But regarding this self, you don't need any medium. Achha. How come? How come? I told you yesterday that, when you know a book, you have to have a light, eyes, mind, intellect. As you come internal and internal, slowly you need lesser and lesser medium. If you put more and more medium in knowing, the knowledge is of farther and farther. Therefore, if anybody has attachment and aversion, he has put very strong medium and this is a wrong medium. So he will have a wrong knowledge of the same thing. But farther and farther, more mediums are there. Closer and closer, lesser mediums are there. Like when you say, I am very close to that person. I am close to that person means that between him and me, there are hardly any medium where we are not one. All the issues we are one. Our opinions are matching, our desires are matching, our notions are matching. This is called closeness. And supposing you say, this is a very, I'm not close to that. Why? Because up close is there, so there is medium where you don't agree on X point or Y point. In that also you say, I am very distant from that person. He may be in your room only, but you can be very distant because on hardly any matter we agree. We disagree on everything, including disagreement. We disagree to disagree. Everywhere we disagree. Everywhere we disagree. So, then mediums are more, that knowledge will be of distant. Is a possibility is there that between the one who knows, if you keep on reducing the distance, how I is known with what medium? I is known. Supposing there is X medium through which I is known. This is how the mathematical sums are solved. So you have a hypothesis. Supposing you say this is A, this is X. Supposing there is a X medium through which I is known. So X medium, if it is removed, then I won't be known. But like Here the eyes, we are knowing you through the medium of light first. So if the light is all switched off, then you cannot see. Our mind is not there, you can't know the body. Even the sense organ won't know if the mind goes away to sleep or it is anesthetically given. Then mind will not. Mind is not there, you won't know even the body also. So by removing the medium, the thing is, if that thing is not known, then only we can say that medium is there in something. Now you tell me what is that medium taking away which you can say self is not known. Like thought. No, thought, if you remove the thought, then you can still know the self, as in deep sleep and samadhi. Still you can know. Still the self is there in deep sleep. Otherwise, how will you say that I slept well? And therefore, there is nothing called X, removing which there is no knowledge of the self. I hope you are understanding. Supposing your ears are not working, although it is working, but as you grow old, slowly your ear will give up. So as much as possible, listen. So when your ears are not working, you are becoming hard of hearing. You'll say, So when you will become hard of hearing, I don't pray for that, but I'm just saying that you should have. If that ear is not known, then medium of sound has gone to you. So there is nothing which taking away that medium self is not known. What a beautiful point is there. There is nothing. You have to appreciate Vedanta. Vedanta, you don't have to do anything. Somebody came, he said, what shall I do to understand Vedanta? I said, stop doing. It's a point of understanding. You don't have to run around. Well, if I do Surya Namaskar, will I understand Vedanta? No. It has nothing to do with Surya Namaskar. Nothing will happen. If I do Anulom, Vilom, Brahmani, Kapal Bhati, nothing will happen. Body will be fine, but Vedanta has nothing to do with Kapal. Body is. So my point is just understand. And sometimes people study it theoretically. My attempt is never to study theoretically. I want the realization should take place here and now. Okay, I'm not firm, that is another problem. But I understood it. That should be there, I got it. Knowledge was only for a split moment. I don't mind. But you should not say that I have understood the theory, now practical has to be done. It doesn't apply in Vedanta. This may be in physics and chemistry and biology labs, that there is something called theory, something that's called practical. And practical marks are different. Theory marks are different. Both have different marks. So practical will be done. You will be going to the laboratory, in the chemistry or biochemistry laboratory, and then in that laboratory you will be given something and you will do the practical. I don't know. You must have done the practicals. So practicals, exams are also there, practical exam. There the examiner also come. Examiner, matlab in our, we used to say examiner is ek janwar. Examiner is ek janwar. So very scared, people were very scared with examiner. आप ये नहीं है कि ये थ्योरी है बाद में अप्लाई करेंगे इसको. Understand this point. Supposing cooking, you are getting knowledge of cooking. After knowing cooking, you have to cook. After knowing cooking, you have to cook. Where the known thing is different than you, then you need a practical, no doubt. If I have to go to, supposing, Richard's Bay, so I told you the route, but you have to go there, then only you will know Richard's Bay. Just by knowing the route, you won't reach Richard's Bay because it is other than you. But here, in this case, this is not other than you. This knowledge is not other than you. So by knowing, it should not be something else. So when I say that self-knowledge is the only knowledge in which you don't need any medium. Why? Because that itself is of the nature of self-effulgence. This is the main point. If there was some other self which was illuminating that self, you heard yesterday, regress infinitum will be there, then who will know that self? Who will know that will be there? So I don't need, and our experience is I don't need anybody to tell me that I am there. I don't need thought also. I don't need samskar also. I don't need education also, that I am. What I am, I need education. But I am, that knowledge is very, very evident. This is called self-effulgent is there. Whether you are sleeping, whether you are in samadhi, whether you are awake, everywhere that knowledge is there. It is not an ordinary knowledge. Ordinary knowledge means in which there is a thought involved, body involved, samskar involved, no or known difference involved. There is nothing else is involved in that knowledge. Acha. So in the day also, night also, with mind, without mind, you will all. There is not a time that you had not known yourself. But I don't know myself. You know that you don't know. That means you were there to say that I don't know. You cannot say that I don't know myself. But I don't know whether I am existing or not. Who is saying has to exist to say that I am not there? So there is somebody always there. Okay. Please note, and if that self will become object of thought, the problem will be that the thought, the source of thought is the self, and how can the object of thought will be the self? Because anything cannot illuminate in own source. The battery cannot illuminate the torch light cannot illuminate the same torch. The torch light can illuminate something else, but not itself. So it is not possible that that thought which is coming from the self will illuminate the self. Illuminate means objectifying. Objectifying means, like this is one object. So light is objectifying it. Means this object has to be smaller than the light. Then only it can objectify it. But the self, if it is becoming an object of thought, it has to be smaller than thought. That means it has to be in time and space to be objectifiable by the self, by the thought. Now, because the self is not in time and space, therefore the thought cannot objectify the self. So two reasons I gave. First thing, the cause of the thought is the self, and it cannot illuminate. Second thing, the thought can illuminate something which is in time and space, and because the self is not in time and space, if it was in time and space, it won't be in the deep sleep, and therefore the thought cannot objectify the self. And our experience also shows that in the absence of thought in the deep sleep and samadhi, still self is there. If their self-knowledge was dependent on the thought, then in the absence of thought you will have nothing. And if nothing was there, then you can't get up and say that I was there in the deep sleep, or I had the experience of knowing nothing in the deep sleep. Or in the samadhi, when there was thought was not there, then also I was there. And therefore that self-effulgence is the nature of the self. Okay, bhai, hum maan rahe hain. Don't be after me. I'm accepting that self-effulgence is the nature of the body. Not body. I'm saying self. Body is not self-effulgent. Body is known by the thought. Body is known by light. But light is known by the thought. It is all known by something else. Okay. Mind is self-effulgent. Mind is not self-effulgent. If mind was self-effulgent, you can't sleep also. And mind, if something is self-effulgent, all the time it will have same light. But mind's light varies. I'm bright sometimes. or I'm dull sometimes, most of the time, or I, I'm understanding very well. No, sometimes you study something in the night and you feel I'm not understanding, I don't know. I'm tired, I'm not understanding anything. Morning I'll get up early and then I'll understand. Let us now close the book and sleep. And morning when you get up, immediately you get it up and you see, oh, this is the point. Because light was very less. Mental light, I mean. The light was so less in the mind, Tamoguna was pervading. Sometime in the night after dinner they ask questions. I said, don't ask such questions because my mind is not in a shape to answer. I am feeling sleepy now and don't ask. Talk something light or chant something. Chant something. Therefore evening Vedanta class is not there usually. Other than camps. In camps sometimes Upanishad goes on. Like Brihadaranyaka Upanishad will be morning, afternoon, evening, night, 4 classes. I am having sympathy with the campers. Bechare delegate. So, no option. No option is only come or not to come in the camp. There is no option after you come back. There is no option. You can skip the class only on one condition. You have major heart attack. Minor heart attack also will not be allowed to skip. Better die while listening. So, Gangaji is close by. So, we'll give Jal Samadhi. So, भाई आप समझो इस बात को ना, आप समझो इस बात को कि बोले मान लीजिए if I know self-effulgent, what will I gain? कर लो बात इनसे. If you know that you are self-effulgent, that means you won't be this person because this is known by something else. If either you are self-effulgent or you are illumined by something else. This entity which you call this body, Suresh Ramesh, he is illumined by something else. Then you are not this, then you are that self-effulgent. And if you are that self-effulgent, that means you are detached totally. What? Detached. You are totally detached. That means outer things should not affect that at all. But if you are self-effulgent, which you are, then you cannot say, no, he put me down. You are already self-effulgent, then how can he put you down? Acha, interesting is there. Understand, no? If you are already self-effulgent and you are decided, then you are different from the 5 koshas. Then I am not long, tall, I am not short, I am not mother, I am not father, I am not sister, I am not sister-in-law, I am not brother, I am not brother-in-law. And if I am self-effulgent, I am not sad, I am not unhappy, I am not happy. Why? Mind is all man dharma is there. This is dharma of the mind. Rather, self-effulgent is illuminating all these things. How can you be illumined when you are illuminator, boss? How can you be the illuminator and illumined at the same time? How can this light become book? This light is illuminator, this book is illumined. Either you are illumined or you are illuminator. Who are you? Both. How can we both? How can we both at the same time? How can the same light be illumined and same light be illuminator? So when you are illuminator, in your light, all these 5 koshas, Kon, A, K, P, K, M, K, V, K, A, N, K. What is this? Annamay kosh, pranamay kosh, manomay kosh, vijnanmay kosh, anandmay kosh. You had told, yes, I remember that. I had told. A, K, P, K, M, K, V, K, A, N, K. These 5 koshas are coming and going. But you are illuminating that. How can you be among some kosh? Then how can you be old and young? How can you be male or female? How can you be fat? And anything happens to the body doesn't happen to you. How can you hit me? You can say he has hit the body. You cannot say he hit me. How can you say he is my son? When you can say body is son. You can say body is son, no problem. But it's so difficult to think all these things. No, difficult or easy is not an issue. Issue is what is right. Even if one person in the whole cosmos knows the truth, truth is truth. You have come here for that truth only, not what is easy and difficult. Well, it is body is son, body is father, body is mother, body is children, body is mama, body is nani. I have nothing to do. Self-effulgence doesn't have nana mama. Because it did not give birth. Self-effulgent did not give birth to another self-effulgent. Oh, so funny. You have made yourself funny, my dear, because you have become a caricature of Maya. How can you be illuminator and illuminate at the same time? How can you be pranamaya coach? How can you be manomaya coach? Happiness is there, let it be there. I am not happy. I am illuminator of happiness. I am illuminator of hunger. I am illuminator of that. Yahi pe raho na tum. Why are you mixing something which is not mixable? You are mixing the illuminator and illumined and coming to one entity, which is a false entity. Oh, that's the point. There are more points to it. And therefore it is called Swayam Jyoti. I had chanted 16th verse, I think. If you see the footnote here, see footnote, they say Swayam Jyoti Bhavati Eshaha. Put it inverted comma. Because this is a quotation from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad 4.3.9. Some people can't pronounce also. At the end of the yajna, they have to announce that Swamiji will have camp on Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. So they don't come prepared. They take the flyer, whereas Swamiji will have camp on Upanishad. I said break it. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Says here, huh? You don't break in between Brihadaranyaka. 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 Kaushikyo say? Very good. Chalo, child, theek hai. Best will be Stanley's. Huh? So, this is called Swayam Jyoti Bhavati Esha. These rishis, why they put such a long name to the Upanishad? Ishavas they could have said, Kathopanishad they could have said. They could have just made Brihad Upanishad. So, why such a long name, Brihadaranyaka? You have to understand, come and study then. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Acha, Esha. What it says? Inverted comma. Swayam Jyoti, there is one text section called Swayam Jyoti Brahman in that Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. So this is quoted from here. See, he quotes left and right. How knowledgeable. Swayam Jyoti Bhavati Esha. Esha means this self. Puraha Asmad Bhasate Akhilat. Consciousness is experienced before any other experience. Before the world, consciousness was there. Now, he is quoting not only Brihadaranyaka. If you see footnote, Mundak Upanishad, Kathopanishad, Shweta Shwetar Upanishad, one who written the, not the commentary, but the simple translation, Ramakrishna Mission has done very good work. Dekho, Tamev Bhantam Anveti. See? Na Tatra Suryo Bhati Dudarti. This comes in Mundak also and this in Kathopanishad. This is Katho mantra and Mundak also. This is Arti. He is quoting that Arti. Tameva bhantam anveti tad bhasa bhasyate jagat. Digya? What is the meaning of that? Very interesting meaning. Keep your eyes and ears open. Tamev bhantam. By illumination of that, everything else is illumined. First line said that it is self-effulgent. That was easy. But here it is saying, after that is illumined, Because illumination of this is there, everything else is illumined after this is illumined. After the consciousness is illumined, tasya bhasa bhasyate jagat. Everything else is illumined. How can you say like that? Tamev bhantam nubhati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. Okay, let us see now. Okay. Nana chidra ghatodara sthita mahadeepa prabhabhaswaram. You have heard this? Dakshinamurti. So there is one ghat. Ghat means pot. In that pot, there is a 10-11 holes are there. It's a holy pot. And in that pot, there is a lamp kept under that. And in the dark room, that pot is kept. Lamp, on the lamp, pot is kept. So when on the lamp the pot is kept, there is 10-11 rays coming out. So that rays are not of the pot, that rays is of the lamp which is under the pot. Right? Very right. Similarly, inside is a consciousness. I am giving example, don't localize it. And this is all the sense organs are there, like the holes in the pot. So when you are fast asleep, the consciousness is as if unmanifest. Consciousness is not expressing. And even if the ears are open, sometimes mouth is also open. He's having deep sleep. And you hear, you do like this. Because this is not there, so it is not listening. You put something to it, it will be kept, it won't eat. It will be lying down there only. But why? Because that consciousness is not expressing. Moment consciousness expresses, it goes through the mind. Utho! Utho, get up. It is 12 o'clock. Feeding scheme started. It started. Feeding scheme. Prashda iska. Now the mind is coming. And from the mind, the rays start coming in them. All sense organs are active simultaneously. That means one light alone expresses through all. It's not that I am seen but I'll hear later on. बोले इधर से आओ consciousness. All sense organs are simultaneously illumined. You are then you will say he is awake now. If different lights were there, then you will not know. Similarly, all go back simultaneously. Therefore, there is only one light of consciousness that expresses through all the mediums. And after that, you start seeing, hearing. So after knowing yourself, you know everything else. The simplest meaning is this. Tasya bhasa sarvavidam vibhati. Tamev bhantam anveti tad bhasa bhasyate jagat. By that knowledge, everything else is known. But can you elaborate more? Of course. Don't worry at all. Don't worry at all. We will see how to make it more clearer. So everything is known by that. Of course. Of course. One more way I will tell you. This is, in Advait Makaran, this technique is said. Lakshmidhar Kavi has used this technique in Advait Makaran. What is that? You know, this book is known. When this light drenches this, light has given a bath to the book, and then only the reflects on your eyes. This light is there, It reflects on your eyes and it goes in the retina, and in the retina the image of the book is formed. Similarly, whole hall is there, the light is reflected, and therefore I have the knowledge. Clear, no? Very clear. Very, very clear. But one more thing is there, which gives, when I first read, I was so thrilled. They said that when this light has gone in the eyes, but supposing the light coming from your eyes, the light of consciousness, had not mixed with that external light, then you won't have the knowledge of that object. You are hearing. So there is words are there, but there is Karna Jyoti also. If Karna Jyoti does not pervade the words, you won't have knowledge of my words. So there are two lights. One is the bhautik prakash, physical light. Light means it can be words, taste, everything. And one is the light coming from your own sense organ, light of consciousness. The light of consciousness has to pervade the external light, and then only anything can be known. If the light, if I am seeing, and lot of light is there, I am seeing the hall and you all, the light of consciousness has to pervade that external light. It has to go and pervade everywhere. So be careful, if I am seeing the whole space, sun, moon, star, that means the light of consciousness has to pervade all, then only that knowledge will be there. Wow. It is not a localized light. I don't know you understood or not. That light which is in the sun, sunlight is coming or moonlight is coming, the light of consciousness from my eyes goes and pervades the external light, then only you have a knowledge of that space or a sun. Any knowledge which you have is not possible unless the light of consciousness has pervaded the object or the space. And therefore, unless this light of a consciousness was there, you will not have the knowledge of a particular object. What about my body? Body kaisi ki taisi. I told you body, you are not the body because you are illuminator and not illumined. Then why you are bringing body into picture? Then what to do with this body? Just keep it as it is. Use it as like paperweight. Similarly, you are a chair weight. It is not something very concrete, real. It is illumined. How can you be illumined when you are illuminator? But I am sad. You are knowing sadness. How can you be sad if you are knowing sadness? Either you are sad or you are knower of sad. Well, I am both. No, how can you be both? Again, you are doing the mistake. I am both. You cannot be sad and illuminator of sadness also. How can you be both? How can you be both? Oh, I will try to be both. This is what you have tried and you have become like that. You cannot be both. Illuminator cannot be illumined. Tameo bhantam anveti tasya bhasa bhasyate jagat. I hope you are understanding. One last example I will give. This is very easy. What is that example? Dream example. The dream seer. Remember in the dream there is something called dream experience, dreamer, one who is happy, sad. There is a dream world and the dream seer. Dream seer was before the dream also. And dream seer will be after the dream also. Unless dream seers pervades the whole dream world, you won't have knowledge of the dream. That thing you won't know. If I am seeing you, it is not only external light, but my light of consciousness has pervaded you. And therefore I am saying, it has to pervade. Supposing I say a word, Nyas Virilgain. So you say, what? What did you say? What did he say? Then sometime in the talk they ask, Kya bola? Sometimes speaker doesn't speak clearly, or sometimes he speaks very softly, or mic is not very okay. So a person puts a lot of attention sometimes, therefore he turns his ear like this, so that there can be directly words can hit his eardrum. You must have seen this. So, क्या है? Huh? If you want to be very attentive, or especially the audience, the speaker is speaking softly, then you pay more attention. क्या है? If it is very audible, then you are comfortable. But this consciousness here, it is not pervading the words. Therefore, you are not able to hear clearly. But if it is clearly pervading, then only you can hear whether the words, whether the, what is it called, Tang Jyoti, Karna Jyoti, Netra Jyoti, all should pervade, then only you will have knowledge of anything. So unless there is a knowledge of the self, you won't have knowledge of not self. It is the knowledge of the self which pervades the object, then only you will have the knowledge of not self. Without this knowledge, you can't have that knowledge. Okay, I have understood. I think I have understood. Achha. 17 श्लोक. येनेदं जानते सर्वं तत्केनन्येन जानताम् विज्ञातारं केन विद्यात् शक्तं वेद्येतु साधनम्. येनेदं जानते सर्वम, by which everything else is known. बोले भाई except why Vidyananda Swami is putting so much effort. You listen, every slok is different. Yenedam janate sarvam, by which, now it is coming to everything. From self-effulgent, he has come to he who knows everything. Slowly he has come to another aspect of that. By which everything else is known, that means Chaitanyam. Tat ken anyen jantam. That will be known by what? Because everything already is known by that. How can, if B is known by A, then how can B illuminate the A? ठीक है, तो उसी से सिद्ध हो रहा है. What is proved by that? How can that prove it? ये नेदम जानते सर्वम तत्केन अन्येन जानताम. Jantam is lot lakar. What is lot lakar? Don't worry, just if somebody studies Sanskrit, he will say lot lakar, janatam. Like patatam, there is a janatam. Vigyataram ten vidyat. So vigyataram, ken means with what instrument? That knower will be known. That knower will be known by what instrument? Shaktam veddetu sadhanam. Vedde is Vishasaptami. In the topic of known, all praman in the topic of known, sadhanam, shaktam, all the Praman can know something which is known. Which is known. Sadhana means Pramanam. Like mind, etc. can know their object only. They cannot know the subject. This is said here. This is 17th verse. Okay? It can know. Dekho, one is called Pramata. One is called Praman. One is called Prameya. And one is called Sakshi. There are 5 things, 4 things. Pramata, Praman, Prameya, Sakshi. Pramata means knower. Like eyes are Pramata. And this flower is Prameya. And the process of seeing is called Praman. Eyes are Praman, and one who knows this, I know flower. How? Through the eyes. So eyes are Praman, I am the knower, and the flower is the known. Achha. Okay. ठीक है? You are hearing? Well, yes. So your ears are the Praman, you are the Pramata or a knower, and the words are the known words. Okay, I understood that. La 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 la. Now Pramata can only know the Prameya. Well, again say, slowly. Pramata can know the Prameya. Knower can know the known. Okay. Supposing you say, this soup was very pungent, or very sour, or very salty. So how did you know? Tongue is there. So tongue is Pramata, Praman or Prameya? Praman. So tongue is Praman. And I am the one who used this Praman. I am the Pramata or knower. And that soup is the known. So Pramata or the knower can only work in the area of Prameya. Pramata has only the area called Prameya. Achha. I understood. No, wait. I have not held the whole thing. Why don't you understand? Let me complete. So, पूरी बात बोली पहले understood. I am saying this, therefore, Pramata's area. Now I ask a question. Is the Pramata many or one? One Pramata is there. No, many Pramatas are there. Eater, thinker, sleeper, taster. Why confuse me? Already confused. No, think. There are many Pramatas. Achha. And all Pramatas have their own area of Prameya. Tongue, all Praman will not be used everywhere. Tongue will not know what is the smell. Tongue is not authority in smell. Neither eyes are authority in taste. Neither ear are authority in what is it called? Perception. Sometimes somebody's voice is very sweet, but that person form may not be that sweet. So, there, you don't use the wrong Praman. You heard in the radio station, well, it's such a sweet voice, nightingale. And you have a picture that the person also is very beautiful or something. And when you see, it's not like that. Eyes, ear were trying to become Praman for eyes. Ear we are trying to be too smart. This is not the Praman. Sometimes very nice smell is there, such a fragrant, very good food will be there. It is not at all tasty. Because nose we are trying to be Praman there. I hope you are understanding now. This Praman is very beautiful topic. So Pramata, Prameya. Now my question is this. What is my question? Is Pramata self-illumined or illumined by something else? Illumined by something else called the consciousness and Sakshi. So that Pramata which is already illumined by something else, how can it illuminate that from which it is illumined? Pramata cannot go there. It is already illumined by that. One shlok comes, Pramata cha prameyam cha pramanam pramitistata yasya prasadat siddhyanti. This was, Uriya Baba used to quote it very frequently. Pramata cha prameyam cha pramanam pramitistata. All four. Yasya prasadat siddhyanti. They are proved by that. How can they prove that? How can the Pramata prove? Sakshi, I said four things were there. Yasya prasadat siddhyanti tam kam prakasheta. How can it illuminate that? Why? Because illuminator can come only after illumined. Sorry, illumined can come only after illuminator. And illuminator has to be more pervasive than illumined. Illuminator cannot be less pervasive than illumined, and illuminator cannot come after the illumined. Bole no, illumined came first. Then how did you know that illumined come first? Illuminator has to be there, then only you can know illuminator came later on. Oh, I hope you have understood that. Well, understood. Very difficult. No, not difficult at all. How can you say it's difficult? I don't think so, it's difficult. No, now it's becoming easier as the text progresses. Well, till 27 verse, this only will be talked about. Yes. Oh. ये विद्यानंद स्वामी की स्टाइल है. Next श्लोक. Understood, no? So don't mix. When you say, I am sad or mad, you are mixing Pramata and this. I am so sad, mad and bad. I am three in one. But never glad. Even you are self-effulgent, how can you be all three, four? By self-effulgent, I am there in Vedanta class only. Other time I am acting as a knower and I become knower and I become doer, I become enjoyer, I become sufferer, I become eater. No, 1 minute. When you are becoming eater, sufferer, knower, at that time effulgence is there or not? It is there. But I don't know it is there. I am convinced what you are saying. I am understanding what you are saying. Not that I am not understanding. I am understanding also that I am understanding very well. But I forget all these things in our practical life. I am a different person altogether. I am taken away by small issues. Eat me up. Acha? Me? Which me? Knower or Sakshi? Oh. How can knower eat the Sakshi? Well, the point is there, but why don't you remember that time? That's your problem. You have chosen not to remember. I want to remember. No, you don't want to remember. If you really want, you don't have to do anything there. You have to just remember it. You have chosen to be sad. You have chosen to be miserable. You had the choice to be happy also. You had the choice to be knowledgeable also. You had the choice to be pure also. Outside world, lot of compulsions. Inside world, full choice. Well, full freedom. But my nature is so strong. I am hard-headed. I fell on the floor with the head. The floor cracked. I am so hard-headed. Let us see next slok, 18th verse. Saveti vedyam tat sarvam nanyas tasyasti vedita vidabhyam tat prathak bodha swarupakam. Saveti, sa means that self-effulgent. Vedyam tat sarvam. Everything it knows. Lo. Abhi tak keh rahe the it knows. Now it knows everything. Sun lo baat, kal lo baat inse. I mean, everything it knows. Please note how I said everything. Why? Because it pervades all. Full stop. After that, full stop. All it is somebody else says, but still I can put. So, na anyaha tasyasti vedita. Tasya. Tas means drashtuhu, of that seer. Tasya anya vedita nasti. There is nobody else to illuminate that. Understood. Understood. Full stop shall I make? All it is there. Okay. So, na anya tasya asti vedita. It's already there, don't make. Tasya drashtuhu anyaha vedita nasti. अब बताओ, हम लोग इतने परेशान हो जाते हैं. We get worried, tensed, because you become mother, father, sister. जहाँ भी wrong mixing will always take you to noise. This is the law of sound. अब भगवान here has given 6 runs, one more. Vidita viditabhyam tat prathak. It is different than known and unknown. This is from Kenopanishad. See? Footnote, you see? Shweta Shwetan, and very popular. Acha. See, the thoughts, this is known. This paperweight is known. But there is samskar which is unknown. So it is different than known and unknown. Whole world is equal to known and unknown. Avyakt and vyakt. Avyakt is there. Thought came, known, and known is the words. So there are 3 things. 3-tier arrangement is there. My words are coming. Before my words, it was a thought form. Before thought, it was in unmanifest. Acha. I understand that. Acha? Like your body is there. Body is manifest. But when the body was to be born, about to be born, it was almost, it was in unmanifest. All your body, your karma phal, what you have reaped in your life, it was unmanifest. Now it is manifesting. So, whole world is manifest and unmanifest. Avyakt and vyakt. But this self is neither vyakt and neither avyakt. Bole, let it be avyakt? No. Why? Avyakt modifies to become vyakt. So how can this be avyakt if it is not modifiable? It cannot be avyakt because avyakt is unknown, but self is ever known. Self, this is not a time you don't know the self, but avyakt is not known. I don't know all my samskar very well. It is only when the time comes you start knowing, oh, I had this vasana also. I didn't know that this is what my nature was. Still new nature will come, as you will see. New situation will bring out the best also, worst also. Acha, because that is avyakt. Karma phal is in avyakt. Your fruits of action is unmanifest. Next birth is unmanifest. Whom you to meet in life is unmanifest. But this self is illuminator of avyakt and vyakt both. I understood. अब supposing you say, I don't understand. Now Vedanta Swami is giving a very sarcastic remark. He says, Bodhepyanubhavo yasya na kathanchan jayate na kathanchan jayate tam katham bodhayet shastram loshtam narasamakritim. So ये विद्यारण्य की स्टाइल है. बोले how can you teach such a person who is not bodhe api anubhavo, although he is understanding but he is not having the knowledge. Yes na kathanchan jayate. You say I see the hand but I don't believe in light. It is just like that. When you see the hand, that means light must be there. Then only you can see the hand. In every experience, eye has to be there. Then only you have the knowledge. Tam katham bodhet shastram. He is not human being, he is a mud. He is a lump of mud in human form. हम नहीं बोल रहे हैं. He is saying, see, लोष्टम नर समाकृतिम. ऐसे कई रिमार्क्स दिया है. This is Vedanta style. Very sarcastic, hitting, shouting at times. And he has taken this from Naishkaram Siddhi. I hope you are understanding that. We will see more tomorrow. Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Tomorrow may not be the class.